What's going on, everyone? A big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today we're here for you guys with another episode of Crazy Game Changing.
Crushing the meta.
So, today's episode 5, and in episode 5 we will talk about the absolute ridiculous rage that we have now against the GR from Gear Chronicle, but also the ban list and the ban list and the other GRs. So let's begin with the ban list. So we have seen the ban list from 2018, and the only thing that they change is actually Sword Maze not more on the list. What could this mean? This means that Bushiroad thinks less is better. So Bushiroad don't really want to put too much cards on the ban list. That's the reason why Assassin is not on the list. That's the reason why Raven is not on the list. That's the reason why they didn't do anything to deleters. And when Swordmay will come back, that would mean that we will see more Royal Paladin decks in general, but we will see more Grade 2 decks from Blaster Engine mixed with Jewel Knights that could work. So I think that this is not really bad. I think it's alright for them to get some cards off the list. I mean, even if they make like some kind of a grade 2 Jewel Knight deck, which we have seen in the past, that deck would still not be a top 0 deck, or could be a tier 2 deck, but it would not be a tier 1 or a tier 0 deck. So I'm okay with the ban list. I think that there were some cards that should have been there, like Assassin, in my opinion, should not be there because Assassin with Dust is the same as Assassin with the OTK. Taking power off your opponent grade 3 is the same as giving the extra power to Assassin, so I don't really think that that is that big of a difference. But in my opinion, Raven should have definitely gone to 1, because the same as Zephyros, both of them make a crazy loop when you have less cards in your deck, and also Luard is getting a lot of support, and there is really no reason for them to rely on Raven to win their games. And then they could have done something to deleters, but I think because deleters didn't really do well in Worlds, and that's all because that everybody that went there were prepared to play against deleters. Even the deleters players were prepared to play against deleters, and the amount of Overlord players were insane. So that's the reason why deleters didn't really do well. It's really funny that Blasters won it. I'm very happy because Blasters were actually not more in a top tier deck, no more in top tier 1 deck, but they did great and the player did great. So you have the video right here. So it's really nice to see him win the whole tournament. But yeah, for the GRs, well, of course, there is a big rate that is there on the new Chronojet GR. That's a big boost for all Zodiac Time Beast decks, and I think that's everybody from the Gear Chronicle perspective is very happy with this card. But I'm very sorry to say so. I don't really think that this card is busted. You may dislike this video, you may hate me, I'm D-Boy. You may hate me, you do whatever you want, but I don't really think that this card is busted. Why do I say so? Well, if we take a look at the Messiah GR, then this card is busted. This card is definitely strong because it has 2 skills. The second skill is better than the first one, and combined both of the skills makes this card really good. If you want to hear my thought on this card, you could go to this Crazy Game Changing episode 4 part 2, and I'm like at the half of the video. I've take like 10 minutes just to talk about this card, so I think that's long enough for you to understand what I mean. But yeah, when we take a look at the Chronojet, if you don't really know his skill, I would advise you to pause the video and read him, or just check any Vanguard group on Facebook or anything out there, and you will see the rage that is put on every Zodiac Time Beast player. But I really don't think that this card is so good. Well, I say so because actually there are way better cards. I mean, if you compare this card to the one from Messiah, I think this one is way better. And I will tell you why. This card is actually like the GB8 of Gear Chronicle, Beyond Dragon. His skill is that you skip a turn or you get an extra turn. So what could you do? So let's just read it together. Choose four other face-up Zodiac Timebeats from your G-Zone and turn them face down. When this unit is put into your G-Zone from blah blah blah, you may pay the cost. If you do, you get an additional turn. Skip the right phase. Right. And then you stride this card on your Vanguard beginning of your main phase. So what does this card do? You stride into this card, which you could get your stride skill off, you could do your stuff, you call rear guards, you attack with your rear guards, you do all of your stuff, and you can't really attack more because you're bound on how many counterblasts you have, even in Zodiac Timebeast, especially in Zodiac Timebeast. And then this card goes back to your G-Zone, you stride it again, you draw, you can't ride, but you stride him again. So you get 2 turns when you go into this card. So that would mean this card could attack twice, but it doesn't keep the triggers, and it's only just 26 to attack twice. You don't keep the triggers. You attack with your rear guards, then they stand, and then you attack with them again. So you get 2 turns. That's it. That's all. So what's the big fuss? I mean, the GB8 already did the same with 1 less drive check, but the GB8 was not really playable because it binds 8 cards and this card doesn't. But is that all? Is that the reason why everybody is like, well, this card is really good, it's insane, it gives you an extra turn, it skips your opponent. Okay, so? I mean, if I have 2 perfect guards in hand and 2 G Guardians, I could survive this card. I don't really see the problem. I mean, when you look at the Messiah fucking stride, this card destroys your whole opponent's hand. Also, it has the second skill that still give you advantage. This is a vanilla stride. This is really a vanilla stride. Yes, you get 2 turns, but still, your Vanguard is a vanilla stride. It doesn't do anything. I mean, next stage almost does the same. Gear next almost does the same. I don't really see the big fuss about this card. Also, this could, for now, this is a 3rd stride. The same as Messiah. Is still a 3rd stride. By 3rd stride, I don't mind if it has a GB8 skill. This card is just a GB8. A bit better and way less cost, but still, I don't really think that this card is busted. If this card included other skill, a second skill, like the Messiah one, they should have never given him the second skill, but because they gave him the second skill, that's what makes this card really, really good. But I don't really think that this card is that good. Okay, Zodiac Timebeast is a strong deck by itself, and it didn't really need this much of a boost, but remember 2 things, guys. First of all, this is a 3rd stride. Second of all, Bushiroad is thinking about a new mechanic, which relies way less on striding, and you have to stride twice, at least twice, to get to this card. Maybe in the future, if you get a G-Guardian or something that could flip something, then we can go into this card like a 2nd stride. But still, the only thing that people are raging now about is because the skill is a bit different. No, the skill is not different. The skill is the same as the fucking GB8. And the GB8, you could guard him. And this card, you could guard this card as well. I really don't see the problem with this. This is not the same as a card that you cannot guard. This is not the same as the GB8 from Dimensional Police, which you can't guard. Or it's the same as this fucking card that it destroys your whole hand and it attacks you like 6 times. And then you get a turn, a mediocre turn, which you don't have rear guards. Your rear guards are locked. You don't have hand. You can't do anything. You have to go against this card. That's what Despair look like. And not with this. This is nothing. This is really nothing. I really don't see the problem why people is making a big fuss about this card. Just calm down and read the fucking card and think about it. It's a fucking vanilla stride that attacks you twice. They draw an extra card and you could attack with their rear guards again. Whoopie-doo. Is that all? is that really all? I don't really think this card is... This is a joke comparison to the GB8 of Spike Runners. This is a joke comparison to the GB8 of Dimension Police. This is a joke comparison to this card. to this Messiah card. I think there are way more better strides than this. Okay, the skill is a bit different. People will think, oh damn, it skips a turn. Okay, so what? Think about it. It gives you an extra card. It attacks you twice as a vanilla stride. And they get 2 main phases. So, they get 2 battle phases. So, Zodiac Time Beast doesn't really countercharge. So it's not like they could attack you, they could get their countercharge back, and they attack you again with their Regars for 3 or 4 times. I still think that Dust is a better card than this. Well, those are my thoughts. I mean, I don't really find this card OP. If I would give this card like a number out of 10, then I would give this card a 7 out of 10, or a 10 out, or a 8. 7 or 8 out of 10, but not a 10 out of 10. And I would give this card a fucking 12 out of 10. And I would give Dust also like 11 or a 12 out of 10. This card destroys your opponent. Destroys your opponent. Like, it doesn't only kill them that turn, it just destroys them that they can do nothing on the next turn. Oh, they have to be very, very, very lucky to do something. But this card? Nah, it's just a vanilla stride that attacks you twice. It maybe would look nice in the anime, but like the GB8, it's just a joke. Really, guys, this is not that much. But yeah, as I said, those are my thoughts. I still think that this card is good. I gave it a 7 or an 8 out of 10, but not a 10 out of 10, and definitely not more than that. So quit your raging and chill out and read the card and compare it to other cards. Compare it to him. Compare it to the other GRs that we will get. So, chill out, guys, chill out. But that's it. Those are my thoughts. As I said, it's D-Boy from Team Crushing the Meta. Till next time.
Crushing the meta.